look at what the date is today.
Impossible. No matter what
Make
you've done in
sure.
the past, you can get the money you are owed, and probably a lot more than what you were expecting. Simply click the button below.
This is a public statement by Stephen Christopher Noble.
This is a public statement by Stephen Christopher Noble. My name is Stephen Christopher Noble, and today's date is Sunday, August 14th, 2022. Today I am making a statement to the National History Museum, not so much as to the FBI or whoever wants to listen to this statement that I am getting ready to make about what happened to me in the San Diego downtown area and the St. Louis downtown area and the Kansas City downtown area. And that is what is happening.
And the dates of each that you recall, I know you told me that here it was in front of City Union Mission, and it was around 11 o'clock in the morning, approximately 4 months ago. Is that what you recall?
Yes, that's what I recall.
And
It happened about 4 months ago in front of the City Union Mission at the L Minor Care Center, where I was peaceably walking down the sidewalk to my doctor appointment, and I was waylaid by the secret police, or
It's your perception that it was
Gestapo
Kansas City,
police.
Missouri police officers in uniform and in the new Ford Pursuit cars.
yes, it was.
That's right.
They looked like they were Kansas City Police Department officials, but I don't think they were. If they were in uniform, then they were either fraudulent by nature or fraudulent by action, by what they did to me. They didn't obey law enforcement procedures or protocol. They didn't ask me who I was. They didn't ask me where I was going. They didn't ask me for an identification card. They didn't ask me for anything other than the fact that they waylaid me out in the street in front of the L Minor Care Center. They pulled me off of the sidewalk into the street and tore my wallet, or my plastic bag I had my personal items in, out of my pocket and spread them all over the sidewalk.
Now, was that
And
before
that
or
is
after they
what is
forced you to
happening.
the ground? Was that before or after they forced you to the ground?
That was
Face
before and after they forced me to the ground. They were trying to get my identification cards out of my wallet to make it look like they were wrestling around to find out
Don't make assumptions.
who I was.
I'll tell you, protocol is to ask you, number one, if you're carrying anything. You know,
And they did not
and then
ask
to
me
ask
that.
for your ID, and they asked you nothing.
They didn't ask me anything at all. They just waylaid me out in the street, meaning they figured out that I knew that they were and have been abusing me with telepathy, and that is what is happening.
Continue. So, as I recall, about 2 hours ago, we talked about there were, 3 cars and 9 officers in uniform, and these were our new Ford Pursuit cars.
There were 3 police cars that I know of.
He's describing the Ford Pursuit cars that are new to this department.
The 4th vehicle was an ambulance vehicle that they had called, that they thought would take me to the state hospital maybe, but that didn't
Don't make
happen.
that assumption unless they said it. What happened was the
No,
ambulance
they
arrived.
didn't
and took-
say that. The ambulance asked me where I wanted to go, and I told them I wanted to go to Truman Medical Center. or University Health, it's now called, and that is what is happening.
And the ambulance took your blood pressure, your identification, your name, your social, etc.
The ambulance knew who I was because I told them who I was and am, and that is what is happening.
And they took this, your statement to me earlier was that they took you to Truman, which is now university, and they did a toxicity. They drew blood for a toxicity report because you understood yourself to have been injected with something toxic. And that report is on file and it's part of your property.
Yes, I was injected with battery acid and anthrax as far as the toxicology report must show, and that is what is happening. So they inserted a syringe type device that was protruding out of the left-hand glove of the pursuing false police officer.
You have to assume they were employed. They were in uniform. They were in their cars. Okay?
They
and
may
the
have.
officers that forced you to the ground, according to your earlier statement, one of them put his hand on top of your left hand, and you saw a 10 gauge syringe tip exiting the palm side that entered your hand, and that was your first wound that appeared within. There was a cut, and it showed in your arm. The first symptoms that appeared like that were on his left hand within 24 hours of what he perceived to be a 10 gauge needle in the man's glove, the officer that forced him to the ground, and pushed his face down without questioning him, without saying why they called him out. If someone reported a thing, he has no wants or warrants, no history. Okay? Go ahead.
So that is what is happening. You're exactly correct. It was a 12 gauge or 10 gauge
As I recall,
needle.
you said 10 gauge. And it exited,
I did say 10 gauge.
It
It was
exited the palm side of his left hand, and he was wearing a black glove, black rubber glove.
it was in the left palm of the glove that the officer in uniform was wearing, and the needle device was protruding outside of the glove. So the rest of it was inside the palm side of his glove.
And according to your earlier statement, they forced you to the ground. They were on top of you, and that officer, with his left hand, placed it on top of your left hand, and that's the beginning of these symptoms that are on your arm.
Yes, that's exactly when it started, and it started within several hours after the incident. I started with a sore right where the syringe needle entered my hand.
What was scabbed up as your arm has, and now it's gone. Is that not correct?
Well, this
cut.
healed where it was first incisioned. This is halfway healed.
Right.
So this on my palm where they first inserted the battery acid and anthrax looked scarred like this for a while, and then it regained new skin. And the same right here, I had another sore right here, and this went from a scar to normal looking skin. And the same thing on my elbow.
Over a period of 4 months, and the first wound on your left upper hand appeared within 24 hours and scabbed up. That receded, but these other wounds appeared within what, a week or what?
Within days after the incident, I started generating sores on the left arm first, which is where this one is, that never went away, and then on the right arm, right here and right here, and this went away. This one hasn't gone away in a while. It stayed like this for a couple months, and this on my elbow doesn't seem to want to go away either.
Right.
So the capillaries underneath the skin are healing or reproducing.
Okay, and I'm going to say for the benefit of a standard court, judge, and or jury that this man has made these assumptions as a man of faith by his instincts and has not read his toxicity report. Dad is